Rob, can you tell us why you draw what you do?
Well, I draw in order to to give myself a better way of expressing my characters in the form of storytelling, their emotions, their feelings, everything like that.
What inspires you then?
I'm inspired simply by old stories such as Beowulf, to games such as Final Fantasy and anime.
Would there be any other motives besides that?
Really, I draw for my characters. That's why I draw. That's always why I've been drawing. And if it's not for my characters, then I probably won't be drawing it.
What challenges do you find yourself running into?
The biggest challenges I have is getting my characters to express what I want them to express in that scene. It can be very hard, very tiresome, and even the smallest mistake in the stroke of the pencil can easily throw the expression from what I wanted it to be to a completely different expression.
Do you find it easier to correct a mistake once it's been made, or do you usually have to start all over?
Well, when I'm in the earlier processes of drawing, such as with the pencil work, I find it can be rather easy to fix the mistake. However, when I get into later processes, such as coloring and inking of the characters, it gets progressively more difficult to fix what mistakes I might have made.
Now, what medium do you choose to work with?
I choose to work with a base of first a pencil sketch, then moving on to inking the pencil with some sort of fine-tipped marker, to finishing with coloring with a base of different kinds of markers, to then using colored pencils to then shade the picture to give it the contrast of light and where the light is coming from.
So why do you use those mediums?
I choose to use the mediums because I feel it gives the best display of color out of all the other kinds of mediums that I've seen. And the markers mixed with the colored pencils, I find, gives the best type of shading and different kinds of shadow effects that I can hope for.
Do you feel that this medium is the traditional for a character in comic book style art?
Yes, I feel that it is traditional because many comic book artists I've seen have used markers to color their comic books, and I felt that if I was going to do characters, I might as well at least try starting out using markers, and I found that out of all the mediums that I did try, markers were indeed the best.
Now, can you go in and tell us what are your thoughts of modern art?
Modern art, I feel, is simply expressing the different emotions that the artist might have bottled up or have decided to display for people to see. It can be anything from paint splatters, expressing anger, to characters expressing their feelings for each other. Anything.
So it could be anything?
Yes.
So you wouldn't consider modern art to be one definite thing?
No, I feel modern art does not have a true definition as artists might define other eras of art.
Who do you consider a leading artist for postmodern art?
For postmodern art, I feel to be, I don't know, I'd say Pollock might be one of them. Picasso is also a good leading postmodern artist.
Now, those two artists had very different styles.
True.
So you would branch them together under postmodern art?
Yes. Picasso, well, he may not have been in the postmodern art era, he did set the stage for what would become postmodern art and was a big influence on how many postmodern artists and modern artists that came after him. Pollock just exploded with the whole just breaking out of the traditional must be in a box type deal with just random splattering of paint to simply dropping paint on the things.
Do you consider yourself a modern artist?
Yes, I do, because I take my characters and, while yes, they still may be in a more traditional means than some modern artists, they are still taking my emotions and just expressing them on the paper, in the comics that I draw and stuff.
Now, would you consider emotion to play a bigger role in the art itself to be considered modern art?
Yes, I do. I feel that emotion is essential for modern art to be considered modern art, because if it's got no emotion, then it's hardly art at all, because it's just someone taking a pencil and putting something on a paper. If the artist isn't putting their feelings, their emotions, everything that they want into the painting, then it's not going to express anything, and the person looking at it is not going to see anything other than a picture.
Could you see modern art taking another big turn like it did with Pollock ever again?
I do think that with humans being the drawers and the creators of the modern art, I think it is possible that modern art could indeed take another turn to something even bigger, or something different than it already is.
Could you tell us your prediction on what way it could go?
To be honest, since I stay with more traditional means, and I don't generally go outside the box like Pollock did, I can't say for sure what modern art will then turn into. But I can definitely say that modern art will turn into something new, and it will be big when it happens.
And do you want to be a part of that happen?
Well, if my characters do end up becoming part of it, all well and good. But again, I like the way I draw, so I see no reason to try and change it.
Let's take a look at some of your artwork now.